Now, where is my pepper? Did it sprout legs and run away? Ah, there it is. Now, where is my pepper? Did it sprout legs and run away? Ah, there it is.
So many folks in dark robes passing through here. I've always wondered if those fancy yellow necklaces they're always flashing are made of cheese.
Strange magic here. How will we deactivate it?
That cultist must have used some kind of key or spell to get through.
The immaculate amulet fits perfectly inside.
Done. Malia. Source Hunter! Ha. By the health of the Seven, you're here. There may yet be hope. Perhaps you remember me as a healer. But gods, what a herald of death I've become. I'm beyond redemption now. But you alone may save Sicile, may save all of Riverland from the horror I've summoned. King Brachus. Brachus Rex from the tales of old. He lives. The mad Source King, the Lord of Chaos. I have awakened him. You can defeat the unholiness I've raised, Source Hunter. You can save the countless innocents that will perish under the Source King's mad fist. I pray... No, I believe you can reverse my failures.
One who comes to watch the spectacle, to see the Sovereign of the Source ascend again. Or perhaps you are the first in a long new line, the first that will try to stop my dominion again. Oh, by the emerald eyes of the goddess, would you believe that I can still feel it ever so vaguely? The force of the stab that cleft my heart and sent my soul shivering into death. But my followers have done it. Ha! They have done it like I knew they would. Blood, the thick red gravy, the source of souls, has been yielded unto star-sent stones and has swept away the eternal shadows. How long has it been, I wonder, my first repose in death? An hour? The time it takes the seas to tear down cliffs. It is of no matter. I live, and I shall claim my throne anew. Ha! Not a thing. There was a woman once that went by that name, until I mangled her body into that of a lich. Oh, my sister dearest, Cassandra, and her man-cat. Mere pets of mine, the both of them. Tools to bruise and break as I saw fit. They bled so very beautifully. A source hunter. So you are, though you are so much more, and do not even know it. No matter, they still smelled like you do, by the by, your brother and sister hunters, as they closed in around me that first time. Fear. That most sly, most intangible of sense. Drowned out soon afterward by the acid stench of urine. I had but to look at them, and they rusted their chainmail where they stood. I undid so manifold they had to wade through the gore of the fallen. Oh, what a feast, what fountains of gravy we had. Alas, that there were too many, as there clearly are too many of you still. Although, life renewed has made me rather peckish. And from the looks of you, you need but the slightest of squeezes to make squirt the sauce's sauce from your soft, fleshy shell. Yes, look at you, plump as a leech bulging with freshly sucked blood. Oh, I do believe, as my servants would say as they brought in a squirming, plump girl on a plate, that dinner is served. Stand by.
This place is unbearable!
The volume of the blood can cause quite a mess, as you can imagine. So we're careful to perform the sacrifice within our specialized chambers only. Welcome, curious soul. Please remain among we followers of the Immaculate Way and learn the teachings of the goddess. Where once you were lost, now you are found. Most feared illness, but most blessed gift. The conduit came to those miners afflicted with the terrible disease and offered them salvation, showed them that by sacrificing the lost among them in the name of the greater good, they could cure even the most hopeless case of rot. We are disciples of the goddess and soldiers of the greater good. We seek to raise ourselves from among the lost, to become enlightened by the teachings of the goddess as delivered to us through our holy conduit. We live in harmony with the tenebrium, at one with its curses and its blessings. The enlightened may be permitted to draw the energy, the lifeblood from these lesser souls, an honor for the lost one. The link between we mortals and the almighty goddess. It was she who showed us how to transform Starstone, that seemingly vapid gem, into precious, life-giving bloodstone. It was she who showed us how to use the blood of the sacrificed to create healing magic. She dwells in the Tenebrium mines now, along with those deemed enlightened enough to defend the goddess upon her return to Rivellon. Yes, bringer of rot, the goddess's bane. Miners in Silverglen uncovered this strange mineral only recently. It was this discovery that brought the conduit from on high to us souls willing to receive her. Our most precious relic. We obtain holy bloodstone by first securing a shard of starstone. The sacrifice of a lost one over this simple gem transforms it into a jewel capable of miraculously healing one laid low by sickness or injury. Before the conduit came, starstone was little more than a pretty gemstone used for pure adornment. Fools were we not to realize that the stone came from the goddess herself. Fools were we to adorn our statues, our swords, our jewelry with a material capable of becoming bloodstone. Now, note that the goblin's blood runs red, nearly identical to a man's. The volume of the blood can cause
I've always wanted to start my own business, actually.
Is that right? What sort of business?
Artisanal hand soaps. You haven't lived until you've tried my windswept hyacinth.
Hi, Baheim, of course! Don't know how you managed to avoid conscription. Most every Thaddeus, Rich, Gwen I know is there still. Allergic to the cold, are ya? Ho ho!
Interminably dull around here.
Could be worse. My brother's a guard at King Berez's palace.
Yes. I'm sorry for your loss.
Oh, come on. It's not that bad in Heiberheim.
Painted a rosy enough picture for you, have I? Dying to pull up your ski socks and dive right in? Well, I can tell you this much. Our regiment got through by way of the White Witch's own cabin, if you can believe that. The Rift Runner ought to be there still, and a rift's the only way in.
What do you mean?
But if you had to wager,
well,
what would it...
you know, how's it going on your side of the door?
You can't be serious.
I'm just making a bit of pleasant conversation.
Pleasant for who?
Please, you've got to help
Whoa
me.
there, Hartfoot. You're not planning on barging into Lady Attenborough's workshop, are you? She's a woman of inscrutable standards, and hardly a wisp of patience. Well, isn't it obvious? An eternal and steadfast glacier like myself is the ultimate in protection. Lady Attenborough summoned me, and Coalface over there, to serve as her own personal bodyguards, though she don't seem to have much of a problem defending herself, do she? Strong as an ox, nutty as a squirrel, and holds this whole village in her right hand to boot. We've been hired to fight for her, and fight we will. But standing guard outside these doors is like having a front row seat to watch the goings-on of a loony bin after dark. The conduit, capital C? I think Attenborough once blew the head off a visitor who dared to say that word without her express permission. Well, I'll tell you this much. If I came upon a cult as intent on sacrificing elementals as this lot is on humans, I wouldn't be poking my nose into the head honcho's workshop. Your kind certainly don't take to it, that's for certain. Without special training techniques, humans will drop dead shortly after touching the stuff. Attenborough said there's a bloke in Silverglen. Brandon was he called? Anyhow, I guess he's training folks to handle the stuff without getting sick. She calls it an abomination of the goddess's bane. Knowing her, she'll have that Brandon's head on a pike for messing with her precious, poisonous rocks. I hope you're not getting any ideas about disturbing Lady Attenborough. We're sworn to defend her, no matter how small and squishy the foe. This dimension is a bore, where are the volcanoes, the ice forests.
Careful now, squishy. I doubt Lady Attenborough's in any mood to deal with intruders after losing her apprentice in that little, accident. Your kind certainly don't take to it, that's for certain. Without Attenborough said there's a... Knowing her, she'll have that Brandon's head on a pike for me. Take care.
This dimension is a bore, where are the volcanoes, the ice forests.
May the goddess guide you through the forest and keep you safe.
Tell me, sweetie,
cutie
you
pie.
have someone,
Wanna have a good
or are
time?
you always this hot?
Praise the goddess. I've passed the trial.
Source hunter, are you? What brings you to this neck of the woods? The goblins? The orcs? The cult? Or the whole pretty bouquet? I'm no man to refuse a source hunter. Ask away, friend. A strange sort of substance, discovered here around 2 years ago, and folks have been clamouring to get their paws on the rancid stuff ever since. To the right buyer, it's worth more than diamonds. That circus rolled into town shortly after the tenebrium was discovered. Some freak woman with a freak gemstone managed to cure rot by some strange magic and convinced most of the locals that she were the conduit of the goddess or some such tripe. Rot? You're a curious sort of fella, aren't you? Ask around. Half the men here have a brother who died from it. The other half were cured by that cult. Lardens actually invited those bug-eyed creeps here himself. The miners were dropping like flies, and goblins had more of a natural tolerance for the work. Little did we know they'd overrun the place in a matter of months. Don't be surprised if you hear more than a few unkind words about yours truly around town. An overseer's got to enforce his share of unpopular guild decisions, you know. I'm finished with this one pony rodeo, though. I did my best by these roughnecks, And now it's time for old Brandon to take a load off. In fact, you may be able to help speed my retirement plan along.
Let's hear the details.
I must say, I'm also intrigued.
Oh, I knew a source hunter'd perk up at the sound of a challenge. Between you and me, the Troll King's sitting on a piece of treasure of more value than even he knows. A metal called tenebrium that can fetch a prettier sum than its weight in gold. I intend to lift it, sell it, and live out the rest of me days in comfort. The devil's in the details, though, and I haven't managed to find a way to access the King's Cave, much less make off with the stuff without being noticed. But you're a source hunter. You can sniff out any point of mystery. So let's make a deal, You find the tenebrium and bring it to me, and I'll deliver you a few pieces of information about Silverglen, and Lawrence in particular, that are sure to make your mouth water. I wouldn't wish the Ross on me worst enemy, though. So let me give you a little something to contain the tenebrium bars. It's lined with the fragments of a special stone that keeps rats' ill effects at bay. Apart from Gungir's stature and incurable case of the uglies, it's not so different from a parakeet. Got a brain the size of a pea and a fervent passion for all things bright and shiny. The nutty oaf sits on a river of silver beneath these mines, but leases it to the mining company for a fraction of its worth in gold. He'd rather put those hefty minions of his on toll duty than mine these hills himself for 5 times the reward. I can't be certain myself where his cave is located, but at least one of those oaf lackeys of his must know where to look. They've got to do something with all the gold they've gathered in the course of guarding those damn bridges, haven't they?
Over here, sweet cheeks.
Well, kick my cap and call me Sue. Taking tasks from back dealers, are we? God's almighty.
Must you look every gift horse in the mouth? Tenebrium may well prove to be of
May the
incalculable
goddess
value
guide
to
you
us.
through the forest and keep you
us,
safe.
unfortunately, still includes you, Sue.
Oh, I feel fresh as a daisy again.
Winter's Edge. All
What
the
do you
jewels-
say, your knightship? Well, we are your knightship. With Alfie healed, we're raring to go. Right you are, Sir Knight. This is it, Mara. You and Alfie stick close together now. Onward, to Silverglen. glen! I can see the watchtowers! We're almost there!
Consumes me!
This will make a fine folk song one day.
Save me! Oh, do save me!
Save me! Oh, do save me!
Stay back, my friend.
Save me! Oh, do save me!
Away from me, fiend! Away! Heaven have mercy on your soul.
Life roils within these veins.
Away from me, fiend! Away!
Ah! Someone, help me, please!
Shield me. I am powerless to protect myself.
Would you care to hear a little tale?
Ah! Someone help me! Please!
Save me! Oh, do save me!
I'll make short work of this scum.
Ah! Someone help me! Please!
Save me! Oh, do save me!
Away from me, fiend! Away!
Away from me, fiend! Away!
What have you got stashed in here, Mrs. Cottontail?
Ask away, my friend, ask away. Always helps to know a thing or two about who's covering.
Beware of the lost ones out there, Wanderer. Their blood is impure.
Silver Glen! We did it! Oh, you did it! Oh, Mara, my love! Truly have we been delivered. You live, Alfie lives, and I do too. Oh, joyous hour. I still can't believe it. Silver Glen! What is to become of us here, I wonder? Oh, but I know, don't I? A blacksmith I was in Hunter's Edge, and a blacksmith I'll remain, for such is my one purpose in life. Aye, come what may, your knightship, I thank you for standing by me, by us, during our hour of need. I thank you.
Hello again, Your Grace. Please, Your Grace, I am completely at your disposal. Useless stuff, my liege, worse than common dirt, but 10 times as difficult to extract and infinitely more dangerous. If only we'd known in advance the terrible effect rot would have, we would have stopped trying to clear it immediately. Those brutes! I invited them here to save our valued miners from the ill effects of clearing tenebrium. They, my liege, summons when, but fortunately for her, she disappeared shortly after.
Over here, sweet cheeks. Oh, I'm aching for a moment.
Not to bear, Amon. I'm not in the mood for your game.
What game, Granny? You've always been Silver Gwen's finest attraction, you know. You believe in the gods, baby, because you're the answer.
I was really hoping to find something better.
Will I ever see my beloved coop again? My sweet little chicks?
Daemon Daemonium. Good. No.
Holy hands, how I...
Rain of rock! Fortune!
Do with a cold drink.
Feeling hot under the collar?